Hi again, it's me, Nick, from the EOS education team here at Boxlight. I've got some more great information about using the Note application with your MimioPro 4 panel today that I'm really excited to get started with, so I'm going to dive right in. In the previous session, we did address a couple of things like locating notes from your home screen or from your side toolbar, as well as saving, sharing, and getting started, okay, with this bottom left toolbar. So if you missed that, feel free to go back and check out that session as well. But today, I really want to focus kind of on this center portion of the toolbar at the bottom, because that's really about the content creation that you'll participate with. So from the left to right, we're going to kind of work across that bar. We did also introduce the pen. Right now I'm in double pen mode, which means that I have two different pen types that are selected. One is going to be a thin magenta paintbrush, and the other one is going to be a thicker yellow pencil. And I can do that really easily, but I can also still use other tools like the back of a pencil or a pen or my fingers in order to write on this panel. Remember, you've got 20 unique touch points that can happen all at one time. But for today, I'm going to talk about those couple of pieces. So I'm going to draw a couple of shapes and lines to show. So we've got our thin magenta, and then on the other side, I'm going to draw this angle. Pretty great. It stands out really well against my background. But just keep in mind, you do have the ability to change those pen colors and types as well as your background in order to really maximize the view for your students or for your colleagues. So just a few of those customizable options for you. Next to that, I have my eraser. That still works either with this tool that I can make different sizes, or using the back of my fist or my hand in order to erase. But I want to keep these up here for right now, so I'll move past that. What I want to show you right now is some new ruler options that have been built into the panel. So I've got a traditional ruler, these two triangle rulers, and then I have a protractor. I'm going to take a look at the size of this magenta line that I created. You'll notice it populates. It is still see-through, so you can still see any of the writing behind it. That makes measurement really easy for you. And then I also have this ability with this backwards arrow to adjust the angle of this. So since this line that I want to measure is at an angle, I'm going to go ahead and get that as close as I can in order to really measure. If for some reason the ruler is not long enough for you, you are able to also use these two arrows that are pointing from the center outward to lengthen or shorten that ruler as needed. So you're able to tilt and use that in a number of different ways. Another ruler tool that I want to show you is the Protractor. I think this is a really neat tool. Again, also able to see through that. That transparency is important. You'll also notice near the center, there's like a blue line that's connected to this blue circle. And that is meant to show you kind of where that measurement is going to take place specifically so that you can be pretty pinpoint accurate with that. Once I feel like I'm right on the angle that I want to meet, I'm going to tilt this a little bit so that I'm accurate because accuracy matters. I'm going to go ahead and press and drag with my finger to measure this particular angle. And it tells me that I'm at 91 degrees. Pretty close. Pretty close. I'm glad I didn't do the box that shows 90 degrees. I'd be embarrassed right now. But it also allows me to move that over, and by clicking on that green check mark, it'll put a stamp of that same angle for me as well. So really neat feature there. Additionally, we have some new shape tools. These tools are going to work in both 2D and 3D for you, as well as some lines and additional shapes. Fully customizable with your color. And another one of those really great tools that I could draw this box on the screen and then measure the angle of that to show what 90 degrees looks like and how each one of those is 90 degrees. So just a quick piece with that. I'm going to go ahead and delete that because now I get to show you a couple of really neat features that are absolutely new to us. So the first piece is this new table builder. Now it gives me this gray box, but within that are columns and rows of boxes that allow me, just like if I was doing an Excel spreadsheet, to create just by dragging this green box to the size that I'm looking for, including the number of rows and the number of columns. Once I've decided on a size of the table that I'm looking for, it's going to populate for me. It automatically creates those headings at the top of each one of those columns for me. I'm able to write inside these boxes, so I can put the title of each. And it also will expand to make sure that I have the amount of room for my writing. So if for some reason I kind of go over a little bit, it's going to recognize that and it's going to extend that for me to make sure that all of my writing fits there in the box. So that's a really neat feature with that I really liked. It happens as well if you import an image and you want to drag that in there. Once you drag that into that box, it'll fill that shape and it will expand for you. Continuing on with the table, another thing that you're able to do with this is you'll notice that I can expand this to include additional rows or columns simply by tapping on that when I have my select tool. And I can press the plus, and it's just going to keep expanding those for as far as I need. So if I've started and I get into something and I realize that I'm going to need an additional row or an additional column, I can easily do that right here on my screen. Next to that option on our bottom toolbar, we have our mind map. And this is another really great tool that has some built-in functions that make it really easy to use. So you'll notice that there's these green boxes and they're connected, almost like a flowchart, or if I was doing a cause and effect. A number of different uses for this type of a mind map, right? But on this particular green box, there's a blue box around it. And on both sides, it's got a plus sign. And what that tells me is that I'm able to add additional branching. So if I wanted a fourth option over here, I have that ability to do so. When I write inside these boxes, it's going to recognize my writing and force me to put it into type. So I want to definitely point that out to you, and definitely be aware of the color of your marker as well, because the text type will match that. So you don't want two colors that are a little too close to each other. That'll make it difficult to read. So that's the mind map tool. I also have a new sticky note tool that's built into your MimioPro 4 panel. That's great. I can change the color of those notes: blue, yellow, red, and green. It does require you to type inside. It does not allow you to use your pen or stylus to write in there. So it is going to ask you to type, but it brings up your on-screen keyboard right away to make that easy for you. So hopefully those features were as exciting for you as they were for me. I'm really excited to keep finding new things to share with you about the MimioPro 4 panel, and I already can't wait till next time.